So Skip, we've talked a little bit about what the benefits and challenges can be of bringing in a youth minister from seminary. If you're not looking to bring someone from seminary, where are some of the other places that you could look for a youth leader?
Well, I think one of the overlooked resources, and there are reasons it's overlooked, is looking in your own congregation. When you privilege the importance of knowing your community, being known by your community, and the advantages of an enduring ministry instead of a year, year and a half, 2 years and out, your very best resource may be sitting right in your congregation. Let me give you 2 examples. We had a tradition of inviting alums of our youth ministry back to serve as advisors on a mission trip, alumni advisors. Sometimes those alumni advisors had clear gifts for youth ministry. Now we could invite them to come back and be team advisors, part-time ministers reporting to a youth minister. Now when you had that going on, you had caring for a team of your young people, someone who had grown up in the town, grown up in the church, gone to one of the schools that your kids are going to, know the congregation, know the culture, know the youth ministry, know its culture and its traditions, and perhaps if they don't move away as they're working their way through their graduate studies or their first jobs, a prospect of them staying are 5 or 7 or 10 years. Then you've also got the prospect that out of those team advisors, 1 or 2 might begin to evince the kind of passion and gifts that means they're really called the youth ministry, and when you're looking for a full-time employee, you can get them right out of your cadre of advisors. So the first thing I'd say is young people who have gone through your youth ministry, if they have the calling, the ethos, the passion, the interest and growth of being a youth minister, are a fantastic resource for gifted, enduring ministry. The same thing can be true of young adults or adults inside your congregation. They have the same advantages of they know your culture, they're committed to the kids, they know the people, they know the parents, etc. And they may be not thinking of themselves as youth ministers, but some of the tip-offs are they're an amazingly popular 8th grade English teacher at the local high school, or a really wonderfully popular lacrosse coach at the middle school, or they're not employed full-time working with youth, but they have always been a Boy Scout leader, Girl Scout leader, or a team coach. These are folks who are already manifesting a love and a calling to work with young people. They're in your congregation, and while they haven't had formal training through programs like the Yale Youth Ministry Institute, we're in business to train them so you can take advantage of the gifts of people that are in the congregation itself. The one other resource that I'd look to is an extension of what we just talked about. In your community, in your high school, there are likely to be an English teacher, a math teacher, a soccer coach, a drama instructor, who has gifts and love of young kids, and they also know the culture of the town, and they're also already embedded in the town, so they're likely to be there over 5 or 7 years instead of just 1 or 2 year and out. So that's the suite of possible participants I'd look at. Kids who've grown up in your church or been in your youth group, young adults and adults in your congregation who have manifested the gifts and talents and interests in youth ministry if trained, and young adults and adults in your community that are already engaged in youth work.